Imagine a horror movie franchise daring to ignore decades of sequels and prequels, opting instead to craft a direct follow-up to the original film, and then raking in nearly $260 million at the box office. It was a bold move that could have alienated die-hard fans, but it paid off spectacularly. For a moment, it seemed like the sky was the limit for director David Gordon Green and his team. But then, a chilling phrase echoed through the darkness. Evil dies tonight. With a slew of returning characters, a bedridden Laurie Strode. Haven't we seen this before? And Michael Myers miraculously surviving his fiery fate from 2018. Halloween Kills, 2021, took a turn that left audiences divided. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this sequel a bold reinvention, or a misstep that lost sight of what made the franchise great? Originally, Halloween Kills was conceived as part of a back-to-back production with Halloween 2018, alongside writer Jeff Fradley. The idea evolved from a two-film concept into a full-fledged trilogy, but writer Danny McBride urged caution. They wanted to gauge audience reaction to the 2018 film before diving too deep. Once it became a massive success, the green light was given for the sequel. Joining McBride and Green was Scott Teems, who had already been developing multiple scripts with Blumhouse Productions. Together, they crafted a story that would expand the universe while staying true to the original's roots. Or so they thought. Initially, Halloween Kills and its follow-up, Halloween Ends, were slated to be filmed back-to-back, but plans shifted due to the intense production demands. The shoot moved from Charleston, South Carolina to North Carolina, thanks to tax incentives and the availability of Screen Gems Studios. This allowed them to recreate the iconic Myers house on a soundstage and repurpose a hospital set originally built for the Swamp Thing TV series. And this is the part most people miss: the decision to set the film on the same night as the 2018 installment, mirroring the structure of the original Halloween 2. One surprising return was Will Patton's character, Hawkins, who seemingly met a definitive end in the previous film. Green's fondness for Patton and the character's popularity with fans led to his resurrection, though he, like Laurie, spent much of the film bedridden. The creative team also looked to the original 1978 film for inspiration, bringing back characters like Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace. Paul Rudd was approached to reprise his role as Tommy from Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. But scheduling conflicts with Ghostbusters Afterlife forced him to decline. Instead, Anthony Michael Hall stepped in after a productive meeting with Green. Kyle Richards, the original Lindsay Wallace, returned despite having left acting years prior, thanks to her prominence on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Other legacy characters, like Nancy Stevens's Nas Marion and Charles Cypher's Lee Brackett, also made memorable appearances. Perhaps the most surprising return was that of Dr. Samuel Loomis, originally portrayed by the late Donald Pleasance. Tom Jones Jr., the film's head of carpentry, stepped into the role due to his resemblance to Pleasance, with his voice dubbed by Colin Mayan. James Jude Courtney reprised his role as Michael Myers, while stuntman Aaron Armstrong handled flashbacks. Nick Kessel, the original Shape from 1978, returned for a brief but iconic bathroom scene, deemed a good luck charm by producer Ryan Turek. The film even included a scene revisiting the police hunt for Michael after the events of the original film. Initially, the script featured more 1978 sequences, including a younger Laurie Strode. But these were cut due to budget constraints and the importance of Jamie Lee Curtis in the role. Similarly, a subplot involving young Hawkins' accidental shooting of his partner was trimmed, though several 1978 scenes remained, requiring the construction of 6 versions of the Myers house in a warehouse. Each version was meticulously dressed to reflect the appropriate decade. The iconic Myers mask was also recreated with precision by FX artist Christopher Nelson, who used the original Dom Post mask as a reference. The present-day mask featured fire damage, a nod to Michael's fiery escape in 2018. Despite his apparent demise, Michael emerged relatively unscathed, dispatching a group of firefighters in the process. The firefighters were played by real-life firefighters from the area, who were thrilled to be killed by the Shape. The phrase "Easel dies tonight" became the rallying cry of an angry mob determined to stop Michael's rampage. This element proved divisive, feeling like a detour from the film's core narrative. Was it a bold exploration of community trauma and mob mentality, or a misstep that distracted from the horror? Green defended the choice, emphasizing its thematic relevance, but it remains a point of contention among fans. A quirky detail: during a broadcast in the film, the production couldn't find a high school photo of John Michael Graham, who played Bob in 1978. Instead, they used a photo of Bob Odenkirk, whose manager approved the cameo, adding an unexpected layer of humor. The film's production was not without challenges. During the car attack sequence, 2 separate units filmed the actors in the front and back seats simultaneously, allowing for a faster shoot but requiring meticulous coordination. Kyle Richards broke her nose during the scene, but kept it secret to avoid being replaced by a stunt double. For Laurie's hospital surgery scene, an actual surgical team was hired, providing authenticity and shaping the scene's realism. The climactic mob attack on Michael was filmed both on the streets of Wilmington and on a soundstage, with performers on a turntable to create a dreamlike effect. The grueling night shoots took a toll, with director of photography Michael Simmons suffering from vertigo and requiring a wheelchair for a week. Camera operator Paul Daly stepped in seamlessly, maintaining the film's visual consistency. Universal's home video department requested an extended cut with more violent kills and a different ending. The theatrical version concluded with Laurie in her hospital room and Michael staring ominously at the camera, while the extended cut featured Laurie taking up a knife and embarking on a mission. John Carpenter returned to compose the score, alongside his son Cody Carpenter and Daniel Davies, blending familiarity with fresh elements. Originally slated for October 16, 2020, Halloween Kills was delayed a year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It eventually premiered in theaters and on Peacock simultaneously on October 15, 2021, grossing $49.4 million in its opening weekend and $133 million worldwide, a significant drop from its predecessor. Was this due to the simultaneous streaming release, negative word of mouth, or something else entirely? Critics were less kind, with the film earning a 38% rating on Rotten Tomatoes compared to the 79% of its 2018 counterpart. Despite its flaws, Halloween Kills remains a guilty pleasure for many, thanks to its high body count and Carpenter's iconic score. And while it may not have lived up to expectations, it set the stage for Halloween Ends, which, as we all know, was completely free of controversy. Right? What do you think? Was Halloween Kills a worthy addition to the franchise, or did it lose its way? Let's debate in the comments.